Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Few incidents in Sister Wives' expansive, often turbulent world, where emotions run high and family dynamics are anything but straightforward, have sparked as much shock and outrage as Madison Brown and Sukyan Brown's latest dramatic brawl. For viewers of the program and observers of the Brown family tale, this clash was a watershed moment, not just because it brought long-simmering tensions to a boil, but also because it exposed flaws in relationships that many thought were secure. What began as a disagreement quickly turned into a fight that shook the family and startled viewers, revealing deeper concerns under the surface. To completely comprehend the significance of this battle, it is necessary to understand Madison and Sukyan's roles within the Brown family structure and the sister wives storyline. Madison Brown is a daughter of Cody and Mary Brown. Madison, known for her outspoken personality and ardent spirit, grew up in the spotlight, managing the difficult family dynamics of a plural marriage with a mix of grit and fragility. She has frequently found herself torn between her devotion to her mother Mary and the realities of her father's other wives and children. Sukyan Brown, on the other hand, is a relatively new character in the sister wives storyline, but his presence has swiftly become significant. Sukyan, the daughter of Robin Brown and Cody Brown, has been considered as a representative of the family's younger generation, which is typically perceived to be more linked with Robin's branch. While Sukyan has received less attention than some of her siblings, she has grown in visibility and influence within the family narrative, frequently reflecting a different perspective molded by her mother's experiences. Madison embodies Mary's traditional and sometimes tense connection with Cody, while Sukyan reflects Robin's fresh influence and ambitions. This background created the ideal environment for conflict, especially as the family struggled with unity, land conflicts, and emotional wounds from years of multiple marriage issues. The Brown family has never been short on drama, but the emotions that led to the Madison Sukyan fight were not entirely arbitrary or impetuous. Behind the scenes, both daughters were dealing with deep emotions about their roles in the family, their relationships with their fathers and moms, and their opinions of one another. What spectators saw on film was only the tip of the iceberg. Madison has a long history of feeling excluded or misunderstood, particularly considering Mary's sometimes tense relationship with Cody and his former spouses. Madison is very loyal to her mother, but she has also shown dissatisfaction with the family's public image and the favoritism she perceives towards Robin's side of the family. She has struggled with public scrutiny and reconciling her conflicting feelings for her father and his wives. Sukyan, meantime, has developed her own personality within the family, frequently supporting her mother Robin's attitude to family issues. There has been a subtle but noticeable gap between Robin's girls and Mary's offspring, which stems from the intricate web of loyalties and tensions that defines the Brown family's plural marriage. Sukyan's confidence and alignment with Robin's side made her a target of Madison's frustrations, whether on purpose or not. The social media sphere only added to the burden, as fans and critics frequently pitted the daughters against one another, causing rivalries and misunderstandings. Gossip, hearsay, and passive-aggressive posts all added to the increased tension. Both young ladies felt the weight of this scrutiny, as well as the emotional aftermath from family disputes that took place on a public stage. The dramatic argument between Madison and Sukyan occurred during a family gathering intended to be a moment of peace and unity. Instead, it swiftly turned into a fierce argument, leaving everyone astonished. According to eyewitnesses and film from the program, the incident began with a seemingly trivial argument, a frustrated word, a snarky remark, or possibly a slight overstep in personal boundaries. What was shocking about this argument was how quickly it escalated and how highly intense it became. Madison reportedly confronted Sukyan about perceived slights against her mother, accusing him of being condescending and disrespectful to Mary. Sukyan responded by accusing Madison of harboring hatred and attempting to incite family turmoil. Voices were shouted, insults were traded, and old wounds were pulled open. The fight swiftly escalated, with neither side willing to back down. As the fighting became more intense, family members attempted to intervene but were either caught in the crossfire or unable to stop the rising storm. The confrontation became boisterous, disorderly, and emotionally charged, with Madison and Sukyan expressing years of resentment, hurt, and wrath. The scene was stunning and unexpected. Viewers had rarely witnessed such an angry conflict between two of the younger Browns. What made the dispute even more powerful was how it exposed fractures not only between Madison and Sukyan, but across the whole unit. This was clearly not an isolated episode, but rather the representation of larger unaddressed concerns. The fight exposed the Brown family's delicate relationships, loyalties, and desire for respect and recognition. The immediate aftermath of the battle was stressful and unpredictable. For days after the confrontation, the family struggled with how to manage the damage. Madison and Sukyan each took the time to reflect, and the show documented some of these moments, including raw emotion, heartbreaking chats, and tough attempts at reconciliation. The fight sparked a whirlwind of comments from fans and viewers alike. Social media erupted with opinions, hypotheses, and strong emotions. Some followers supported Madison, expressing compassion for her problems and dissatisfaction with Sukyan's perceived aloofness. Others defended Sukyan, claiming that she was unfairly persecuted and that Madison should let go of old issues. Commentators and show analysts discussed the fight's significance, viewing it as symptomatic of the greater issues facing the Brown family, the challenges of multiple marriage, the difficulties of blended family dynamics, and the influence of public scrutiny. Many people pointed out that the incident highlighted the ongoing difficulties between Mary and Robin's families, which reflected the larger conflicts that have defined sister wives over time. The family itself exhibited indications of strain. According to sources close to the Browns, the altercation caused some distance between Madison and Sukyan, resulting in restricted communication and an uneasy environment at following events. Family elders promoted mending and unity, yet the wounds from the conflict remained. Beyond the brawl, the Madison Sukyan confrontation revealed some underlying concerns that had long simmered beneath the Brown family's surface. One of the most controversial issues raised throughout the argument was the perception of partiality within the family. Madison's complaints implied that she felt disregarded or marginalized in favor of Robin's children, particularly Sukyan. This sense of imbalance has been a frequent cause of conflict, particularly given Cody's complicated relationships with his various wives. For Madison and Sukyan, the conflict emphasized issues of identity and belonging. Both young women are maturing into adulthood in a non-traditional family. Their opposing viewpoints reflect various familial experiences and relationships, such as Madison's allegiance to Mary and Sukyan's connection to Robin. The fight also came to light how public life has influenced the family's private ties. The continual cameras, public scrutiny, and social media pressure have amplified little confrontations into enormous dramas. Madison and Sukyan are both growing up in the spotlight, which comes with its own set of obstacles. The quick escalation of the brawl indicated deeper communication failures. Years of unsaid grievances and unresolved emotions culminated, demonstrating how difficult it has become for the Browns to engage in open, honest communication without fighting. What happens next for Madison and Sukyan? In the weeks and months since the altercation, the Brown family and sister wives watchers have been watching intently to see how Madison and Sukyan progress. Both young women have indicated a wish to mend and grow, but reconciliation remains difficult. Madison has spoken openly about her emotions and the necessity of advocating for her mother and herself. Sukyan has also emphasized the need of understanding and respect. Family therapy, mediated interactions, and time apart have all helped them regain trust.